Ladies and gentlemen, the Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhang. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Yes, hello, Reuters. This video of foam-filled guardrails on a bridge, it seems like China is faking a lot of construction, especially for key infrastructure. Can you tell me what is China's response?
China has noticed this video. What I can tell you is this is intentionally twisting, destroying, and interfering with Chinese political systems. In fact, it is a severe case of sabotage, which is far from the truth.
Next question. Yeah, hello, this is Channel Asia News, and I want to ask, I recently noticed a report that some local governments use fake snow villages to attract tourists, but after they found out that the snow is fake, they're very upset. What is the answer from China? So this snow village in Sichuan is definitely real, and this is real snow, not cotton, real snow on the ground, not white sand. And Chinese people definitely do not experience fake stuff in their lives. 中方也注意到这个视频了。
China has also noticed this video. All I can say is some Western forces, evil forces, are trying to start a color revolution in China. They attempt to sow chaos between the Chinese people and the Chinese Communist Party. Now, I will give a stern warning to any forces that are trying to sabotage China. You are the common enemy of 1 billion Chinese people.
Yes, hi, Dawei. This is the Associated Press. Can you please explain why major cities like Shanghai is experiencing a lack of consumerism like in these videos? These videos showing empty streets in Shanghai are manufactured to paint China's economy in a bad state. They're definitely Western propaganda. 中方
China is issuing a strong criticism against foreign platform, so-called YouTube. Behind it are some organizations who is spending large amounts of money to create so-called independent media person, using them to spread rumors and lie about China.
Specifically, I need to point out to individuals, Lawai86, Serpent.za, China Uncensored, and definitely China Insider with David Zhang, all paid by US government. Don't listen to these guys. They're racist, xenophobic, paid by the CIA or the NED. We've come to this. Viewers telling me that they're only able to see videos when I put the clickbait with pro-China titles and thumbnails. Otherwise, they've not been able to see my videos recommended for months. So this little skit I just showed you, let me know if it's cringe or funny in the comments. But what I was trying to demonstrate is the fact that this is exactly what the CCP army uses to discredit people like China Uncensored, Lawai86, or Serpent.za, despite the fact that there's video evidence and with provided context. For example, what the China Show team does, they've lived in China for over a decade. Chris Chappell has been covering China extensively for over a decade. Apparently, they're all lying, even if there is video evidence. Now, people might be asking, what's the excuse for me then? What are they saying about me? I'm Chinese, I speak fluent Mandarin, I have many Chinese friends, colleagues, acquaintances, family friends that know if something is real or not in China. So there's a lot of different ways for us to understand something about China. So for them to discredit me, I get called a thing like a son of a milkman or a banana man. I don't even know what that means. And still to this day, which I wear now as a badge of honor, the top post of all time on a subreddit called r/Sinophobia Watch. And let's all ignore what's happening in this video. Because it makes China's government, the ruling party, the CCP, look bad. Let's also ignore what this person has to say.
这种降3万、降5万的车是怎么来的？现在的车，尤其是国产车，最重要的一个质量问题就是生锈。新车买回来，长则2、3年，短则2、3个月，有的车就开始生锈了。你说底盘件有些地方生锈还可以理解，有些车车门的地方它也生锈，而且是从里面往外锈，这就是偷工减料带来的质量问题。再比如现在有的车啊，开得好好的，那个挡风玻璃掉了，或者说这个后面的那个玻璃掉了，不是说它的玻璃质量不好，是主机厂原厂用的那个底涂剂、助粘剂质量不好。以前无论哪家车企粘玻璃用的那个底涂剂，基本上都是德国汉高的。现在有些车企为了省成本，用国产的底涂剂。就比如说现在还有的车开了1、2年，这个明明说是真皮座椅，结果开裂了；明明说是真皮方向盘，结果爆皮了。什么原因？就是因为用的最次的料子。 就这么简单。还有主机厂拼命的跟供应商压价，对吧？一年降越快上市越好。至于质量什么问题的，交给消费者解决就行了。新车上市之前的测试能做就做，做不了就拉倒。这些偷工减料的情况在低价位的国产车上面是重灾区。
Now, speaking the truth behind cheap Chinese cars means that you're actively bringing shame to the entire population in China. Even though that logically doesn't make any sense, because if you're trying to offer criticism for something, you're trying to help it to improve. But not in China. Not only that one. This BYD Han car owner said the engine air filter housing was baked crispy and the engine sound insulation cotton can be crushed into powder by hand after only 2 years of buying this car.
隔音棉，你看看，一招就碎。
Here's another video.
大家千万不要买比亚迪，比亚迪是中国新能源最垃圾的品牌，没有之一。本人是比亚迪唐真实的第一代车主，当时买车时候宣称续航纯电续航有80公里，现在充满电只能跑20公里不到。
And the battery is obviously decayed by, I don't know, 80, 70, 80%, but the manufacturer said the battery is normal. Now, let's also ignore the fact that people, unlike on social media in China, still struggle to find food. Here's some kids who are just eating white rice for lunch, no meat or veggies. Let's also ignore how kids studying have all their hairs turned gray at such a young age because there's an extreme competition in China. You're not supposed to hear that. And you see how insane this whole thing is, right? Criticisms apparently are so deadly to the CCP.
Admitting you can't criticize the Chinese government.
No. You can criticize the government if you are positive in your attitude.
You can't say the president's lied. He's a liar.
Nothing will be dealt with very swiftly in China.
You know, in many ways, Victor Gao spoke the truth. You will be dealt with swiftly if you try to criticize the government. Or in the case of offering criticisms, they must be so constructive. It feels like, yeah, let me just guide you through this. Let me just give you a pat on the shoulder, because those are definitely the criticisms that will let you improve. They're definitely going to go after everybody, though. This old man is lying in bed, but police came to pay a visit to his home because he once went to petition for his troubles in front of the government building. He was then labeled a charge picking quarrels and provoking trouble. Yes, that man who will take down the CCP, 80 years young. So far, we have not directly mentioned anything that the CCP has done, nothing coming from Zhongnanhai, the headquarter compound of the CCP, or its military, the People's Liberation Army. What we've been just showing you are videos from the average experience of the Chinese society. Now, going back to the people I just mentioned today, I'm supposed to be exposing for the clickbait, they have some really great experiences having seen the same things that we're talking about and they're talking about in China firsthand. And yet, we're supposed to believe that China has changed. How about this one? A man showing his ID. In China, that's a way for you to show that you are serious about the authenticity of your message. He says that a government investment of 10 million yuan, or about 1.4 million US dollars, on 800 acres of high standard farmland was actually a fake investment. The sprinklers did not spray water, and the village committee secretary directly inserted the water pipe into the soil when inspection came in order to pretend that it's a working system. So what I'm getting at here is that channels like Laowai 86 and Serpent ZA, they got to see firsthand of the real China. I was born in China. I lived there till I was 11. And we understand certain extents of what China's trying to do, or what the CCP is trying to do. They're trying to put a layer of makeup on something that's badly damaged and something that's beyond repair. Now, the CCP's only answer to anything anti-CCP is that China's better now. China isn't the same like it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Question is, would you believe a serial killer or a criminal with multiple prison terms would suddenly turn good? That's some Stockholm Syndrome stuff, isn't it? Now, this was China in 2008.
是吧？特别是大夏天，然后呢，刚才我们说我们的钢板要把它加热到150度以上，连续要焊16、17个小时，真是我们说是带着尿不湿的，因为这个中间它不能停顿。
The experts recall that when the Bird's Nest Arena was built for the 2008 Olympics, Well, while it was in construction, workers wore diapers in the middle of summer. They heated the steel plates to over 150 Celsius and worked continuously for 17 hours. Now, this was their attempt to glorify this achievement, right? Painting it as some sort of a victory. But the internet didn't take it the way they wanted it. Netizens wrote, "This is a blatant violation of the labor law." And they're still promoting it and praising it? Aren't you ashamed? Is it necessary? Can't they work in shifts? Now, fast forward to 2025. You have a college student who recently applied for a part-time job at a bubble tea place in Chongqing. The HR recruiter says he will get 8 yuan an hour. That's about $1 an hour. He says, "Damn, 8 yuan?" To which the recruiter says, "Know your place, scrap." When this news came out, internet users review bombed the store with 1-star reviews, forcing the store to close down. The expendable lives of Chinese people was the same in 2008 as it is now in 2025. It's just as dispensable as a vending machine. They can be replaced. Things can be restocked. While they were building that bird's nest arena, the same view of the people still persists today. Maybe they're no longer building the bird's nest, but there are some other aspects that remain the same. The story of the bubble tea shop got further amplified, especially it broke the minds of some Chinese people when somebody posted a job recruiting for a Taiwanese bubble tea shop in Taiwan. Now, people noticed part-timers there on this poster would make the equivalent of 42 yuan an hour. That's more than 5 times the amount that 8 yuan college student would make. Not only that, people noticed in the comments that the overall wage of a regular employee in that Taiwanese bubble tea shop is what store general managers in China would make. And other comments say, "Take me to Taiwan, hire me there. I want to shake milk tea in Taiwan." Those loyalists would still claim that Taiwan has a higher cost of living. Even tier 1 cities in China might not pay as much, but those tier 1 cities cost more to live in. Main point is Taiwan gets 8 to 10 days off a month. That's pretty common because you get 2 days off on the weekend, so you only work about 20 to 22 days. Here in mainland, 2 days off is pretty common in a month. This one's talking about the location of the job, Taichung, which has lower prices than tier 1 and tier 2 cities in China. And by the way, check out my last video where I actually did the numbers comparison on whether or not, as some people claim, that China is actually really cheap to live in, a low cost of living, or at least that's what they want you to believe in. So what did change since 2008 is that people, especially young people, realized how disposable they are to the country because the economy is bad now. That's also why the CCP's brainwashing slogans don't necessarily work so well on the younger generation as they did with the older ones. And reality hits fast when you can't get a job anymore after college. It was like that when I was 3 years old, hearing about stories of people in China after they graduate college can't find a job. It's even worse now. Or it's the fact that entry-level job requires a master's degree. You really run out of patience in China if that's what's facing you after your college degree. Now, this poster from years ago was a CCP propaganda for Taiwan. It's supposed to paint this idea that the motherland needs to come and rescue those on Taiwan who are struggling. Now, posting this today got a lot of different reactions in the comments. Some of them insinuate mom, aka the motherland, or China in this case. My mother, China, makes me live like a dog. My mother made me penniless. My mother tried every way to scheme against me. So you see, the people are waking up, especially the younger people. I just hope that in general, we're not falling for those same lies that Chinese people did 20, 30 years ago. Unlike those 50-cent trolls who are still getting their pays, posting comments, trying to discredit us, viewers like you are way smarter than them, and you understand exactly what we're talking about. So thank you so much for watching China Insider. Hopefully we don't have to do this clickbaiting for too long, and hopefully that YouTube can finally wake up to what the threat of China is. And until that day, like and subscribe to this video. Comment below your thoughts on that opening and everything else around this topic. Thanks for watching China Insider. We'll see you next time.